Hello, everybody. Tell me if you can hear me. I need to probably check to see if my ATEM is working. Looks like we're streaming. That's a good sign. And it looks like there's a bunch of people here. Wow. I was not expecting this many so far. That's really cool. I'm going to be sweating a lot tonight. It's very warm here in Australia, where I am. Very warm indeed. We've had about 3 or 4 days in a row of 40 plus degrees Celsius. If you're from a different part of the world, you'll have to recalculate that. But yeah, pretty hot here. Christmas Day was 41, which was yesterday. Today is Boxing Day. Let us know if you did any. I don't know if your part of the world has Boxing Day sales. We do here in Australia. And we went into the local city here and did some Boxing Day sale shopping, and I have to admit it was pretty sort of flat. It wasn't anything majorly good, nothing sort of like 90% off or anything crazy. It was just kind of normal stuff, so we didn't really buy much. But yeah, hope everyone's had a good Christmas so far. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves and having a good time. We're just kind of just getting ready to set up, and I don't know if anyone's coming in as a guest. I haven't heard from anyone, so don't know if anyone's coming in as a guest. Anyone who's usually able to come in as a guest are welcome to come in if they want to. There's 4 video spots open, so you can jump in if you want. If anyone is new and wants to come in as a guest, they're welcome to as well. All you need is a webcam. So most webcams will have a microphone built into them. Nothing very technical required. So if you're sitting around and you want to jump in, be part of the show, you're welcome to come in. Now, what are we doing today? We are going to be looking at the Behringer 2500 module. So I've only got 3 here. I think there's only 4 in total anyway. And the other one that I'm missing, I didn't get a chance to pick it up from the local shop here. So it's sitting there waiting for me, but we'll get it next week or something like that. Not important because the most important ones are here, so that's fine. What else? New headphones. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I've got these. These were actually a Christmas present from the wife, which I thought was nice. These are the Behringer Dynamics DT9. Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, DT990 Pros. So I don't know if anyone else has Behringer headphones, and if you do, tell us what you think. I guess the big difference between these and the ones that I had before is the headpiece here isn't flaking, paint flaking off. The other ones are still, they're just here, sitting here. These are the old ones here. And I can do this. And you guys can see I've ripped all the paint that was flaking off the top. So that's actually what's underneath. If you're ever wondering what's underneath the paint, it's some weird padding stuff. But anyway, they were the Audio-Technica AT-HM50X. They're a good headphones. I recommend those. The only problem with them I find is because they're an enclosed headphone, they kind of, I don't know. Andy's here. I can hear him. They kind of, Andy, let me just bring you up while I'm talking. They kind of muffle the speaker, so in your actual headset, the driver, so you're not getting that it's not able to breathe as much. And I believe, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe that actually does tend to muck around with the sound a bit. There's Andy. There's Andy. Let's do this. Let's go to this view. And it says Marshall Arnold.
Hey.
But that's not Marshall Arnold.
Oh, no, I've not got as many synths as Marshall.
I haven't changed it from last week. I apologise. There we go. Look at that. You're fixed.
Is it coming through? Can you hear us all right, Rans?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you great. Fantastic.
Level okay? Because I didn't even realise it was a stream. I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were doing one. I did touch when the notification came up on through YouTube. I thought, oh, so I pinged you a message through Facebook, but you obviously didn't see that.
Been crazy. I've been crazy. Yeah. I'm just going to knock.
Hey, well, I was just sitting here anyway, so I thought, well, if I can easily jump in. So
yeah, yep. I've got your normal EQs set on. Now, I did promise last time I was going to put this on for you, which is the D-Noise by Isotope. And
ooh.
Oh yeah, that's dropped your noise level down a lot. That's really nice.
Is it very noisy coming through from my mic, or is it just all sort of background? Or
I don't know what it is.
My computer's not screaming right now. So
let me see if I can. Even if I do that, I reckon that's nice now. Yeah.
Well, I'll leave that in your capable hands, fella.
Tell us in the chat, guys, if you think Andrew sounds a lot more sort of clearer and less noisy. Give us a sentence or so. Inky's there.
Oh,
hello, Inky.
Well, I hope everyone's had a nice Christmas and a nice holiday and had plenty to eat and shown due restraint on the falling over juice, which I didn't. But there we are.
I haven't even got any fluid here at all, so I'm going to have to do the show fluidless.
Well, yeah, neither have I. Might have to go and raid the fridge in a sec.
An empty glass. We'll have to play a YouTube video or something and disappear for 5 seconds and get a drink. Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been busy. It's been crazy. It's been like trying to set everything up for the show. I mean, as you can see, I've still got stuff hanging out here. I don't even know what whether I'm going to use that or not. But yeah, it's
well, look at that magnificent beastie hovering over your head. Look at that. Oh, what a thing.
Oh, right at the back.
Beauty and joy.
the Timbre Wolf, hey?
Have you had fun with that yet? Or can you have fun with it? Is it?
I have had fun with it. If we get a chance, I will definitely bring it out because I've got the power cable for it right here in front of me. I've just popped it over there because in front of me here's the nifty case. So we're going to be using the nifty case tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Today, this morning, wherever you're from. All right. Chatties are in. There's what is there? 23 people at the moment. That is brilliant. I'm really happy with this.
Pretty good for a Boxing Day. Everyone's obviously sick of watching Christmas telly.
People love no. It's because you came on the show, Andrew.
I'm a bit clearer in the mid, more creamy and chocolate. Oh, that's nice. I'm creamy and chocolatey.
That little plugin's done wonders.
Thanks, Asio Head.
So Axelsoft was first, like literally like 15, 20 minutes early. So he was first. He gets the Guernsey this week. Native VS was second. And who was third? It was Goya. Goya was third. Hello, all seasons tidings from Goya. Then ASIO Head. Then we had, I'm losing count now, Mike Delic, JP Page 2. Then you, Andrew, you were then Human Error. So a big hello to all these people, the names that I'm reading out, by the way. So just assume I'm saying hello to you. Corrosive Abuser, Sergio's there, Wagoo's there. Big hello to all you guys. Inky then turned up. Max there.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go and get a beer.
Yeah, you get your beer. Get me one too. Brian, big hello to you, Brian. Who else have we got? And if I forget someone, we'll make an announcement at the end. Wayne Murray's there. G'day, mate. Ben Breslin. Hello to Ben. Wow. And I think that is it. Yes. So if I've missed anyone, as I say every week, just throw your synth at the screen in disgust. Because we can't have many missing people. But anyway, that's good. 25 people already. Beautiful. Cool stuff. And we haven't even started the main show yet. We're still 6 minutes away. That's good. Who here has got, just in chat, sing out by tagging my name, who here has got the Behringer ARP 2500 modules? Let me know. I'm pretty sure Wagoo is one. So, and I've got some questions coming in. Max said he just got the Dystopia, arrived Christmas Eve. Beautiful. That's the pink Dreadbox module. That's brilliant. Goya's asked me, have I used Tracker yet? some very cool updates available. Yes, we'll be talking about that. Yes and yes to both of those statements there. If Ramsey mentions the Timbre Wolf, take a drink. I've already mentioned it. So it looks like everyone's drinking. Axelsoft says, we can see the live stream at the bottom on the screen. Yes, it's actually a real live stream, isn't it? Look at that. It's moving. It's actually moving. In fact, all it is just a loop video. But if I do this, if I take Andy off and me off, there you go. There's the no, isn't that nice? Hey? Oh, and I just thought,
very bucolic.
It's a stream. It's not very live, but it's isn't that naff? Oh dear. Right. Let's put us back before we get in trouble. Okay.
Well, other people have been buying stuff. I've been buying stuff as well. Or should we save that for a bit?
Oh no, we can definitely talk about what people have been buying. Native VS is asking me, am I going to convert the BARP 25 modules into Molten? Yeah. I had to talk to Robin about that during the week. So we had a bit of a chuckle with each other. Human Error says, can't seem to get hold of them at the moment. Yeah, I've heard that. A couple of people told me that. So where I got mine from, if you want to pay the postage from Australia all the way to where you live, you can get them from here. But I did have to wait too. So one of the bad things about where I live is they're usually a couple of months behind everyone else, so I don't get them straight away, unless I order from overseas, which sometimes I do. And the good thing is when they do get stock, they do get quite a bit here, which is good. Fantastic. All right, how are we going for time? We've got 3 minutes. Okay. What I thought we'd do too while we're at it is this is the tricky System 100 module that kind of had tuning problems, and Behringer replaced this one. So this one, it still works. It's just not in tune. But because we're not going to actually use anything else to tune it with, it'll work. We won't even know unless someone puts a tuner against it. So I'm going to use that as my oscillator because we don't have 2500 oscillators yet. Not that I know of. Anyone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any 2500 oscillators yet. I think there's only 4 modules available in total. And I've only got the 3 here. So we'll talk about them in a minute anyway. So do not worry. We will get to it. Yeah. And Andy, how was your Christmas?
Oh, pleasant enough. Not very exciting.
You know what we should do?
I managed to...
We should swap each other over so it looks like we're looking at each other. Keep talking.
Well, that'd be very romantic. You can gaze, love it. Oh, there's 2 of me. Oh my goodness!
Look at that. Eh?
Oh, I'm seeing double. Oh, one's bad enough. Seeing 2.
Oh. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And now we've got to change the names.
Christmas. Christmas was all right. I mean, I was basically at with an old gent who I sort of look after, and cooked him Christmas dinner yesterday, and then just sat and watched crap on the telly, and laughed a lot because actually a lot of it was very funny. I quite enjoyed myself yesterday, just watching things that I wouldn't normally sit down and watch. So yeah, it was quite a pleasant day. What about you? Big family gatherings or?
Yeah, we did
nice,
the family.
Quiet one?
Yeah, we did the family lunch. We had I don't know, probably about 35 people in the family all together on the one day. So that was COVID safe.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we're not allowed to do anything like that. I mean, it's just no, don't. And I think by and large, people have been sensible about it and realised that.
Yeah.
You know, I met with my dad. I mean, because my dad and his wife and her wife's son and family, that they're all like a childcare bubble. So it's awkward under the new regimes and things to sort of do mixing like that. So I just met up with my dad. We went for a walk outside. That was pleasant enough. It's quite nice, and yeah, very uneventful actually. But I quite like it like that. I can live without all the running around like a mad thing, trying to do 1,001 things that nobody really wants you to do. So
yeah,
I'm just quite happy having a nice sort of chill time. So yesterday, just watching crap on telly.
Well, on that crap on telly note, why don't we do this? a very, very happy in between Christmas and New Year Saturday to you. This is kind of like the in between week, and everyone loves that. And really, really nice to have you here. And hopefully, we can keep you entertained for a little while anyway. And without further ado, I thought I'd just quickly bring up an impromptu guest that's jumped in. Is Andrew. How are you going, Andrew? How has your week been? And you've muted yourself, have you? Or is it me?
Take a drink, everyone. Take a drink. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a pleasant enough week. I've been messing about in here. I've got me new little TD, whatever that Behringer acid box is. I'm looking a bit sort of 8-bit today, aren't I? I don't know what's going on with my camera. Been messing with the MPC some more, getting a bit more familiar with that. Did some sampling on it. That was quite good fun. And I've actually bought myself something. I've gone and bought the Behringer Go case. So that should be arriving sometime next week. Just the case at this point. I've not got any modules or anything to go in it. So I think my plan is to buy the 960 sequencer because I've been watching a lot of videos and I think that's what I'm after. That's what I want to use, and then I might stick the Pro 1 in the case. But I'll have to have a think. I'm gonna have to have a look in here and have a bit of a rearrange as how everything fits in and stuff, because it needs a bit of a rethink. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to that arriving, and then that's me down the Eurorack rabbit hole for God knows how long. Because it'll do my nuts in looking at a case with loads of empty slots. But I think, a module a month maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Well, you can just chuck those little blank things in. You can buy them.
You can.
Or you can make them.
Or
just cut some carbide out or whatever.
Yeah.
Spray paint it. I mean, you can do anything.
Yeah, do what Mr. Popes does and get some Yorkshire tea and cut that up, or me gear for music boxes. We like that. That's stylish.
Or you do what I did, and I whacked a Christmas card in one of the slots the other day.
Robbie's just put in, man down. We've lost Andrew Brooks to Eurorack. It's taken a long time to lose me. I've been wanting to do it for ages and ages, but now I've actually thought, right, sod it, I'm doing it now. So I'm sorry if that's letting the side down, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually jumping in where angels have feared to tread. So
you're on the bench now.
I'm on the bench.
You're ready to sub in, mate. Beautiful.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to that and those sort of explorations. It's been something that's fascinated me for ages. But I think it'll sit very comfortably on my shoulders, and I'm very much aware that once you start, there is no end, and one Eurorack case is not enough. It'll become 2, and then 3, and then I'll be like you. I'll be looking at wanting to buy a huge, great big cabinet. I saw that post you put up with that one that looked like it was being made by Thomas Chippendale. It's really this great big piece of furniture. So. Well, yeah,
it wasn't that big, but yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it was like, I just looked at it and I thought, wow. It was like 5 tiers or something. I was talking to Mac, he's in the chat room, and about the same topic on our Discord server. We're having a chat. And one of the things that he said, which really has got me thinking, is with the Eurorack Go case from Behringer, is to pull out the rails, which has got the little slidey nuts in them, and actually put the fixed nut rail in, which is apparently something that's quite easy to do. So I'm actually considering doing that, because those slidey nuts, again, they're cool for one thing, and that's if you want to move a module around a little bit. But when you're having a line up, then it does my head in. I'm kind of I'm starting to believe that even the little nifty case here, right? That's got the fixed. It's got the fixed rails on it. So we've got to solve this problem. Some people love the slidey nuts, but that could be the title for the show. Yeah. How's your slidey nuts going?
Interesting. You said you were talking to Robin, because Robin talked about this on one of his streams, one of his shows, was that because the Moog cases which he had, they've only got the sliding nuts, and that's all he's been used to. I suppose there's pluses and minuses. If you can at least with sliding nuts not completely take it out and slide it around. I guess it's whichever one you get used to and whichever one you like I don't know. I don't have a preference. I'll just deal with it as it is when it gets here. Case.
You'll only know slidey nuts coming up because this will be your first case. But because I've got the 2 rack roots behind me here, they're both fixed. So yeah, or strips we'll call them. Threaded strips is probably a good name for them. One of the things though you'll need is get yourself a magnetized tip screwdriver.
Yes.
So that will really be something that you'll need if you haven't got that already. These are pretty good.
Yeah,
the King Chrome, they're pretty good. They're available all over the world.
Yeah, I was on the point of nearly buying one a couple of months ago. I think I need one of those eventually, and I didn't buy it because I thought
ones that you can actually see. You can actually put your hand on it like that, and it will still swivel. So it's got that little swivel top and the magnetic tip. So that would be my tip for you.
Gadgets.
My tip to get your tip. We've got slidey nuts and magnetic tips. Wow, there we go. That's show's going downhill already. And everyone having a laugh about that one. Right, okay. We have got some stuff to do. Now, what are we going to start with? We are going to start with, I don't know why, but this is supposed to be the stinger for, I think something's gone astray, but this is supposed to be the stinger for Funny Side. So let's try it, see if it works. Oh yeah, there we go. Geez, these headphones really give me a lot more bass than I'm used to. So, and I thought those other ones were really bassy, but because these have got the open ends, the drivers are able to move a bit more. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, enough about my headphones. First off the rank is a blank. Wow, how come that's blank? What happened? What happened? Oh dear me, that's not good. We've had Houston, we've had a problem. The problem is being fixed as I'm scrambling quickly to... This is what happens when you don't have shows ready. All right, let's just randomly put some stuff in. We'll start off with... this is a bit of an oldie but a goodie, I thought. And that is... I didn't put this on straight away because I thought, people will get a little bit offended by it. But Crimson 8... You've got the Argon 8 and the new one, and then you've got the Crimson 8 and the Emerald 8. I just thought it was good. And apparently
that's good.
It's got all the same chipset in it. So that's the first one. And anyone who gets upset about whether it's got the same chipset in it or not, they can take it up with Santa Claus if they want. Now, what else we got? We've got a couple of stupid ones. This one is the next one. Sorry, it's just disappeared off my thing, so I'm going to have to add them in manually now. This one I thought was pretty cool. It's a Make Noise math. It's called Quick Maths. And you've got to look at this one closely. Oh, dear. Anyway, not hot. It's quite good. There's a whole bunch of stuff in this. I probably should chuck this into Discord, and you guys can have a look at this later.
Hold tight.
Yep. It's just really quite good. And
ting.
Oh, he's taken one of the knobs off, and it's replaced his face with one of the knobs. Maybe he's Mr. Knob. I don't know. But yeah, you got some quick maths there. Anyway, I thought that was good. What else we got? These are just general memes that I never got to use during the year because other things came in and they were kind of more better. More better. That's good English, isn't it? No. Okay.
Spot on.
There we go. What about Delay Llama? So that was another one, and I think that came out around about the time that guy, what's his name, Dalai Lama, the guy that's the Buddhist monk guy, was touring in our country. So it was kind of funny. What else? Okay, this one I thought was pretty good. This one, I can't even remember if I've shown this or not. Probably have. It's probably done the rounds. I like this one.
Oh, very good.
Yes, it's only logical that their successor would be CDs. Yes. I don't know if anyone does get that or doesn't get that, but I thought that was quite clever. who came up with that one. Anyway, that's the memes for the week. They're pretty cheesy, but we are just using up my little memes folder so that we can start the new year fresh. Those are probably the worst ones.
I'll have to get busy.
Yeah.
Get busy making some.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there were a few that came in during the week, and they were probably a little bit too risky for the show, so I won't show those. But if you do want to find some good memes, there's a great Facebook group called Synth Memes. It's run by you guys probably know him, Jim, and yeah, it's a good group, and it's can be a little bit risky at times, but go check it out if you haven't. If you've got Facebook, do that. Okay, what do we got next? Andy, we've got this. We've got news. Geekery news.
Hey.
And only the news from the Geekery is the good news. That is a biased opinion, of course. But starting with the first bit of news, and that is this. How cool is that? We were talking about this the other day. So the TR8, the original TR8, well, not the original 808, but this is the TR8, the first one that they brought out with the ACB IRA sort of model. They've introduced this 7x7 drum expansion sound module for this. So you can download this from Roland Cloud. It is $110 US. So for those who have got TR8s and thought to themselves, I'd love to have the 7x7 expansion, you can now get it again. The only thing is, though, guys, what is with that hefty price tag? I just kind of feel you'll get an idea of why I'm thinking this way once you see the rest of the news. But I kind of feel that's not really the right time of the year to be putting a pretty hefty. I mean, it's not a massive thing. They could have just, I don't know. Just a quick opinion from you, Andy. What do you think about that? If you had a TR8, would you spend 110 US to update just to add a few extra drum sounds? It's not a lot.
Oh, I really quite like the idea of the TR8. I don't know about the TR8S, the original TR8. That the idea of getting one of those was sort of put on hold once I got the Akai, and particularly with the new drum synth that's in it, it sort of made me think, well, that's that bass nicely covered now. But the way that the TR8 works has always been sort of something I thought, yeah, I do like that. And the idea of having the whole TR series, well, the 808, 909, 606, 707, 727, that's the thing. Having it all in would be great. Would be absolutely great. I didn't realize you're going to have to pay $110. Was it dollars? $110
US,
for,
yeah,
to do that. It does seem like a hefty chunk, really. Because I mean, if you've got something like an MPC, the sample packs for the 707 and 27, because they are basically just samples. They're out there. You can get them if you want them.
Yeah. Now,
so it is a chunk.
We should probably mention though that some of the stuff in that expansion pack is samples. So yes, whoever's mentioning it's a lot of money for samples is absolutely spot on. I do agree. But some of it isn't. Some of it is actually ACB programming. So there is the proper ACB, like I think the 606 engine comes in there as part of that with the firmware upgrade. So you actually get the 606, I believe. I can't remember anyway. So someone mentioned it in the chat. But anyway, so that's available. We should go back to this graphic. And I'm not doing any selling for Roland, but you'll get an idea of why I think that it might be a bit hefty as a price tag, because it's this time of the year is a time for giving. And if you look at all the next people that are on the news segment, you'll understand why I said that. So starting with this one, Arturia, I don't know if you guys saw this, but you can now download the Chorus JUN-6, which is really a remake for the VST AU type setup for your DAW. You can actually have a Juno 6 chorus in your computer. Okay, yes, it's digital. Yes, it's computer-based. But they've actually gone into quite a lot of detail with this. It's an analog BBD, emulation. So they've put a lot of work into this. And the great news about this is it's free. And it's free until, you got to be quick, You've got literally about 3 or 4 days to go. It ends on the 29th of December. So you go to arturia.com and get yourself a copy of that. Now, I thought I'd grab it for myself. So I did think ahead and I did I did download it the other day. Had a little play. So what I might do after we finish the news segment, I think I'll show you guys a little demo of that if you want to hear what it sounds like and you haven't got it yet. So we'll do that. So definitely remind me after we finish the news that we'll get into that. Next one coming up is more giving, and that's from the Polyend people. And one of the guys mentioned it in chat already. So those people who own the Polyend tracker, that's me, yay! Firmware update for free, of course. Great firmware update on this one. If you're a proud owner of the Polyend tracker, you'll get a bunch of new stuff like time stretching, longer samples, new effects, and more. And there is a little video. So I actually haven't even watched the video yet for this, so I'm hoping there's no swearing and stuff in it. So let's do the video. So it was a big Merry Christmas from Poly. Oh, it was great, wasn't it? Hey? I actually never saw that video before. Honestly, I never seen that video in my life. So that was actually pretty cool. So that's the first one. Now the second one is 1, 2, 3, 4 is also from Polyend, and that is the preset. This is a Eurorack module. Now these are pretty cool. We've been talking about these a few times on the show. This is a module which will actually remember CV kind of settings, and it's actually pretty cool. Once you've got this stuff in, you can recall presets and things like that. But now they've actually added a whole bunch more stuff to preset. One of the biggest things that they've added to this, which I think is amazing, is they've decided to open source it. So that means if you're a bit of a coder and you can get into understanding their programming, you can go into their open source, download it, and you can actually make your own firmware or add stuff to the firmware. They've also added it as a little Christmas present to the Euclidean sequencing into this as well. There is a video, so let's get that up and running and we'll show you guys that. Let me just disappear. Here we go. This is supposed to be doing this, I believe. What they're showing is the Euclidean sequencing. we'll leave it there. I think there's plenty for you guys to sink your teeth into. But that's if you do have the Polyend. I don't know how many of us in this kind of little synth group that we're in has one of these. Let's sing out and chat if you've got a Polyend preset, and let us know how you think of the new firmware update, if you even knew that it was there. But anyway, that's actually pretty cool. Now, what would that? Let's go back to Andy. I haven't muted you, so that's fine. Good. Andy, what do you think of those two free offerings from Polyend?
Well, if they're free, you get them, don't you? If you've got those boxes. I mean, I don't understand the tracker. I'd like to. I've watched videos about it, and I don't get it. So, but if you've got one, why wouldn't you? The Eurorack module, that's been an interesting one, because it's attempting to do all sorts of little things, presets as well as all the sequencing stuff, and I think that that's quite an interesting module. I mean, the native VS mentioned about why would you bother doing this Euclidean stuff when you need AND gates, and I mean, obviously he knows more about it than me. I've always thought it was a more controlled form of random. That's just me simplifying it. I know Mac said in the chat that he's got the Euclidean circles module. I've seen various people using that. And Mylar Melodies has got that, and he uses it a lot. And again, just to create sort of interesting rhythms, I think it's quite fascinating. I don't know anything about it. Euclid means maths to me. That's maths, not the module, just high school maths, and I never understood it when I was there. So
no, you're absolutely spot on. It's basically a more controlled randomization, and what we're finding with all these Euclidean algorithms getting out there into sequencing land is it's just seems to develop a lot of happy accidents, and that's kind of more musical.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah,
that's what it's about. I mean, like, if you don't like
that idea,
you just don't use it. There's plenty of other options for you out there.
Yeah.
Someone actually made a really good point on one of the Muff Wiggler, or I think it was one of the forums anyway that I'm on. Define what randomization on a sequencer is anyway, and apparently there's no such thing as true randomization on a sequencer. So it has to be some sort of mathematical. It might be a sample of a trillion numbers, but it still has to be some sort of finite thing. But anyway, in music land, it's pretty random.
Yeah, it's the Turing machine, the music thing, Turing machine. Again, one of those things that Robin Vincent built a number of years ago. That was a fascinating thing, because it's that as close to true random as you get. But in order for it to have any sort of musical or meaningful musical application, you do need to put it through seemingly some form of quantizer to sort of rein it in a bit. True chaos seems to not work, regardless of what musical style you're in. True chaos seems to just be unlistenable, but some controlled element to the randomization seems to be quite pleasing to our ears.
Yeah, you have to sort of tame it a bit, don't you? That's kind of, I think, where Euclidean sort of gets its. I mean, look, I'm sitting on the fence. I'm not going to wave the flag for Euclidean or wave the flag. I'm just sitting on the fence. Whatever is cool and is innovative for you, and it makes you make music, then do that, is what I say. Right, we keep going, because I think there's one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was that one. Okay, cool. Now this one. So this is from.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
This is from Instruo. Now these guys make Eurorack modules, as you may or may not know. But what you're seeing here is actually their VCV rack gift that they've given us. Now, what makes this so good is the fact that they've added a whole bunch of modules to your VCV rack for free. So if you've already got VCV rack, you literally just go in and download these. There's 17 modules altogether. That includes the complex oscillator, which is really popular in Eurorack land. There's a diatonic harmonic quantizer. There's granular audio processors, dual loopers, triple oscillators, ladder filters, envelopes, VCAs, single oscillators. There's things called toner and TSL and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's the 3-channel wave shaper, which is called TAN, multi-mode filters, a whole bunch of stuff. there's the 8 LFO thing, which is the 0 CHD. We showed that on the show a while ago. Bidirectional matrix switches, quad oscillator, which we showed recently as well. All of that stuff now you can actually bring onto your VCV rack. Now, what that means, Andrew, is if you've got something that you can connect through your Eurorack into your DAW, and in my case, I'm using the Expert Sleepers, the ES8 module, and what it does is it enables all of those outputs. There's 8-channel outputs, and they're DC coupled CV, or gate connectors, and you could literally use these VCV modules, and then they can drive your actual physical modules in your Eurorack. So it's a way for you to try out stuff before you actually go and spend the money on it. It's a really, really good idea. So that's that. Now, I think I had a video on that. I'll just go to you for a sec while I get the video up. Oh, I do. Okay, let's run the video. Well, there you go. That's the little intro video. I mean, these guys are doing this for free for us. So I think, even just sort of showing you there a little bit of a glimpse of how it all kind of worked, I think it's pretty cool. Andy, what about that? Once you start to get your Behringer go, one of the things you may want to do is start actually linking what you've got in your DAW into Eurorack. What do you think? Do you think that's something that you might do?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Not until I've got a computer that'll actually cope. I mean, I have got VCV rack. I've got VCV rack on this computer, and it manages about 4 modules before it really starts to go, no, don't want to play ball with this. And so I've had a bit of a play about with it. So at the moment, probably not. However, well, I mean, who knows what the future's going to hold with that sort of thing. It may be that when you start using it and you start thinking, well, actually, this is something I could really do, but I don't know at the moment. I've got to actually start the journey and actually relearn how to use synthesizer, because I'm very much aware that one of the first problems that you'll face is, what do you plug in where and why? I sort of understand the basics and the principles of control voltage and how that works, but applying that to a modular system will be a new learning curve to overcome. But
Yeah.
look, definitely looking forward to that. So one thing I would say is that over these last few years, when I've been watching videos on things, one of the things that's always struck me about Instruo modules is how beautiful they sound, and
Agreed.
how beautiful they look as well. That they've got the look and the sound thing just nailed. I think they're fabulous. They really are delightful. But they're not cheap, are they? They're quite high end modules, the Instruo stuff. But
they're definitely fast becoming one of my favorite Eurorack manufacturers. That's for sure. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Now, I did promise during that news segment that I will show you if you've never seen the Arturia chorus, I've actually got it. Here it is. And what do we got? We can just hit the magic 1 button, 2, and then we can do manual. Now, this is what I like about this, the manual. That is super cool. So anyway, let's just run the standard. So this is a Arturia Selena V2. I'm just going to get my key step out. And what can we do? We can do a bit of a... So that's the, just showing you one, and then we'll do the two. And you can turn it off. Put it on. Play with the manual. Make the mix, probably that would probably help. That thickens it up a bit, doesn't it? Anyway, that is just a quick look at, I mean, if you're just wondering what I just used the Selena V2, which is another Arturia module, and just waiting for that to pop up. That's what that looks like. I've got the older, what do you call it? The vintage, what's that Arturia pack called? Anyway, I've got the older one. I haven't upgraded it. But anyway, most of these things have been upgraded, but I just thought I'd show you that just so you guys could have a bit of a listen. Thank you, Human Error, for the super chat. Happy New Year to you as well. I'll definitely have beer on you. I'm going to be sneaking off in a second, grab one. Do not worry about that. I've just got to get myself 5 seconds to go and do it. I should have done it during those little videos, but I just wasn't sure how long they were going to go for. Okay, let's go check out what the chatties have been saying while we're at it. Definitely. Wagoo said he might fall in love with a digital module and then really want one. I mean, that's kind of probably what... It's a pretty clever marketing thing, if you ask me, with those Instruo modules. I think that's a really, really good idea. Brian said he's got the ES8 as well. Yeah, that's good. So you'll be able to get yourself into VCV rack if you haven't already, and definitely worth getting some sort of conduit between your DAW and your Eurorack if you've got one. Yeah, so what else we got here? I think there's a link there. We can add that link, I think. No, we can't add links for some reason. So if you want to do links, you have to do them in Discord. And I think Discord's up and running. In the live stream chat channel. Test. Yep, Discord's up and running. Run your link in Discord and then tell people to check it in Discord. Unfortunately, it's just a YouTube thing. There's nothing I can do. It's a YouTube thing for links, people. And you can.
I've put it up, Ramsey.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And you
I've just copied it and put it in. So there you go, mate.
Cool. Right. Good on you. Right. Last segment we've got is our price watch. Hey, we always do price watch, and we're always going to do it if we find stuff to do it on. And this week we have... Wow, what was that? That was loud. Jeez, that was a vehicle. Sorry about that. We've got a few now. So when it says scammers there, it's just a bit of clickbait. It's not always scammers, but there will be one where you might be thinking maybe it is. Anyway, we'll start with this one. I just saw this and I thought, what the hell is a Macintosh MA6900G amplifier? And this ended up being in a synth search. I don't even know what it's doing in a synth search. It looks like something that belongs in your old hi-fi sort of stuff. It has a bit of a Mac name, Apple Mac name, but yeah, 11,000 Australian dollars, which is probably close to about £6,000 for an amplifier. 500 Australian postage. Wow. Anyone know about these things? They look pretty cool, don't they? Yeah, AZO said it looks pretty cool. But maybe there's some sort of collector thing anyway. But it's weird how that appeared in my synth feed. I don't know. Maybe it has some sort of relevance to the music industry. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along. The next one we've got, which I think is very, very topical, is we just literally almost gave these PPG Wave VSTs away about a week or two ago. And you can buy one for about £11,000. Wow, they're getting expensive. Now, notice down the bottom of that graphic, it's probably a bit hard for you guys to read, but this is about double the ongoing price. This is your estimated price guide that Reverb will tell you what they're going for. So this definitely is well and truly overs. There might be a reason for it, and it might be that last line in the title.
Yes.
But I mean, it's not really that important who owned the synth, really. Come on, guys. Oh, wow. I mean, maybe, I don't know. There's probably some artists that you probably think, yeah, like, you know, I'm not going to name one because I'll get myself in trouble, but you probably think to yourself, yeah, like X, Y, Z. If he owned one, I'll definitely pay the extras for it because it was his. I don't know. I don't get that. Sorry. If you get that, let us know in the chat why you'd get that. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of hardware.
I'm with you, Ramsey, on that one.
Anyone could have bought that bit of hardware. So that does that constitute in doubling the price. All right, what else we got? These are getting really expensive. So what's that? £24,000. EMS VCS3, the Putney Mark 1. So this is okay. So what makes this kind of interesting is it's a Mark 1 and it's got the DK1 keyboard with it. There's people that are remaking these. They're actually not that hard electrically to remake. That certainly wouldn't cost 48,000 Australian dollars to remake it either. I mean, that is a decent motor vehicle in my country. That would get you a very decent motor vehicle. That's starting to head towards almost luxury class prices for a motor vehicle. That would also probably be not quite a deposit on a house, but yeah, getting close to the deposit on a house. So yeah, depending on where you're from, that's a lot of money. Now, is that a scam? Someone might agree it is, someone might not. I definitely wouldn't be buying that. Now, this one I thought you'd like, Andy. I've never ever heard of these things before, right? But what the hell? A Boss HC2 hand clapper and a PC2 percussion set for 13,000 Australian dollars. What's that? £7,000 just for a couple of guitar pedals? We have to be getting into scam territory here, surely. I mean, someone might correct me if I'm wrong, but are these like super rare or something? What's the deal with this?
I have seen something similar before, a hand clap thing with sort of a pad. I don't think it was Boss though. I'm not. Oh, who knows? Who knows? I have no idea about those at all. And I certainly wouldn't be paying that amount of money for it. Goodness me.
I did a bit of a search.
You could buy a Rhythm Wolf.
You could buy we could buy the whole world supply of them. I did a bit of research on this, and I couldn't really find anything about why these are rare. I mean, there was people talking about them, like some jokes about hand clappers. It became quite comical, some of the search results I found. But yeah, anyone in chat know why these? I mean, I really don't think this is anything weird, right? I think this is just someone being a scammer. I think we've caught them. It's on Reverb right now. Go look on Reverb after the show, of course, for the Boss HC2 and the PC2 percussion synthesizer set. Maybe it's because it's a set.
Ultra rare? I've never seen them before. I don't know what they are. Maybe somebody in the chat will tell us.
Yeah, just waiting for someone in the chat. Maybe they might know. I mean, I don't really know how hard it is to sample that. Seriously. And you can get some good people clapping. Here you go. Here we go. Everyone be quiet. There you go. Sample that.
That's rubbish, Ramsey.
I'll give that to you for free.
You need at least three at once and not quite at the same time. Or some crisp packets. We need Darren to crumple some crisp packets for us. That would do.
Oh dear. Mr. Max entered into his kitchen and he's just found the fridge door left open for the last few hours.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, there you go.
Done that.
Wigoose just found a HC2 on Reverb for €213. So there you go. They can't be that bad. They cannot be that bad. Right. Okay. Let's get over to this. Oh, it's sound effects. How's that? Now, so I mentioned before I'll be using the Behringer 112 just purely as an oscillator, and we are going to be looking at these today. Doop. I've not opened these yet, so I don't even know if they work. I'm doing the cuckoo sound effects. You ever watched his videos? He does those little sound effects when he shows gear. I reckon it's awesome how he does that. Right, okay. So there is another one that I've got waiting in a shop for me, and I just couldn't be bothered picking it up between the last few days, and I think we know why. Anyway, so we've got the 1003, the 1005, and the 1006. So we've got a dual envelope generator, a mod amp, and a filter amp. Now, I know, I'm going to give you guys a disclaimer right now. I know very, very little about 2500s. So I might need some kind of help with this. I don't know, because some of this stuff might be a bit Dutch or a bit French for me, but hi to all my Dutch and French viewers. But anyway, let's start off with, oh, we need to even cut it. Wow, what the hell? There you go. It's proof that it's brand new. We've got to cut it.
It's on the knife.
It's not a virgin anymore, people. So if you're ever wondering what it's like to buy a Behringer module, this is how they come packaged. All of their packaging look exactly the same, except obviously the photo and the model and everything's different. You get the standard Eurorack power cable. We'll need that, and the module in there. We'll get that out in a sec. We'll need some of those screws. And oh, look at that fantastic sticker, hey? That's going on the back of the car.
I've got a few of those now. We wonder what to do with them.
So this is the little manual. It does tell us a little bit about this, so we probably should have a look at that. Yeah, and it's in a few different languages, and I think, no, it's all in English. Wow. That is the first time I've ever seen something all in English and not in like 50 other languages. So that's interesting. I guess if you wanted a different language, you'd have to go to their website and download it. But anyway, yeah, bit of interesting stuff there. So we'll check that out in a minute. Right. Nothing really exciting about doing unboxing, but I just wanted to do it with you guys because it's a bit Christmassy at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like opening presents and stuff. And this kind of came at the same time. So I'm just wondering, I'm just cutting. I'm going to cut the Eurorack module out of this bag. It's all stuck in here. And the lovely sound effects of me opening bubble wrap. Great viewing. Here we go. Look, I'm opening the bag. Would you like me to pop some bubble wrap? Here we go. There you go. Sample that. Right. Everyone will want me to rub off the Behringer logo like Robin did. It's hard to get these things out. They're really stuck in there. Like, there we go. It's out. There we go. Look at that. Is that beautiful? Is that a thing of beauty or what? It's kind of like, it's like a polished kind of. Can you guys see that? How it's not just a solid color. It's actually like a polished metal. See how it's got the little lines on it? That actually looks really nice. But comparing it next to the other modules, so that's like a painted module, whereas this looks like just like a brushed. I said polished, I meant brushed. Sorry. Yeah.
Would it be wrong to say it doesn't look finished?
Yeah, it kind of looks raw, doesn't it? But I think that's that's kind of like how the 2500 looks, isn't it?
Bit of lab equipment. Nice.
Yeah, I like that. And I like how they're all their modules. This is what most Eurorack manufacturers need to do, is they need to key all of their cables so that there's only one way for them to go in.
You're listening, Dupfer? You're listening, Dupfer?
Yeah, Dopher. I don't really care. They make so many modules, it's not funny. So we're going to plug it into there. Oh, hang on a sec. Is it on? I'll not turn that on. Turn that off. That was close. Plugging modules in while the power's on. That would have been fantastic. Right. Now, while we've got it, we're going to also plug the oscillator in. And if you're ever wondering what a nifty case looks like, you've just got your little nifty case. This is what the power supplies look like. Some people actually prefer these ribbon cable power things as opposed to the fixed strips. Righto, so I'm not going to unbox them all because I think that would be stupid. But what I'll do is I'll pull them all out of the boxes.
No, go on, get them all unboxed. No, get them all unboxed and get them all in your rack. Come on, don't do half a job. Get it all. Yeah, get it in. We want the filter one in as well, so you got to do the lot. So.
Oh, they're all going in. Don't worry about that.
We're not letting you get off that easy, Rans.
All right, look, there we go. Coming out of the box, Behringer sticker. That's going to be another one on the car. I'm going to have like 50 Behringer stickers on my car. Fanboy much? Oh, dearie me. Now, once again, I'm going to have to cut this. I mean, they've used sticky tape, but it's really it's easier just to cut the top of the scissors, just to cut it open and just get it out that way, I think, because it's reusable then. Okay, next one. So this one is the dual envelope generator, module 1003. Same sort of finish, of course. I think they look quite nice.
They do look nice. They look very nice, actually.
I'll plug that in there. And we're going to need enough room for a couple more, so we'll just slide that under. There we go. And last but not least, do you want to have a quick look at the manual of that one? This is the dual envelope.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, this is the most amazing printed manuals I've seen in my life. At least there is a manual.
At least you got something.
Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers. I mean, these are what, $100 modules, right? $100 and something modules. So we can't be too picky, can we? Last one.
Now.
Filter amp.
Yeah.
Filter amp. Let's cut the virgin. There we go. Oh, no longer a virgin. There we go. Look at that. Cable, module, more Behringer stickers. No manual. Whoa! I am disappointed.
No.
Look at that tiny little screw bag. What's going on? What is going on? So these are the screw bags that came with the others, and this one, they come like that. Isn't that weird how you've got inconsistencies?
They must assume you know what a filter amp is.
This looks like, I reckon this looks like it's been opened before.
Ah.
That's a different sticky. No, that's factory. Okay. All right. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, that's annoying, that sound. Okay, how do we get this open? We just want to hear what it sounds like, people. Come on, what are you doing? You have done all this before the show. No, it's like Christmas.
Oh, we like the unboxing, exactly.
Yeah, we're just trying to get this module out without breaking it. Oh, it's tied in there. Don't say any jokes.
Behave, folks. I'm watching you in the chat.
Whoa, look at that, hey? Filter amp module. All right, now I've probably put these in the wrong way around, as in like what order you'd probably have these in. You'd probably want to have your filter next after your oscillator, wouldn't you? Yeah, let's do that. And then you'd probably want to oscillator, filter, amp, and then EG. Is that what you want to do? Tell us if you think oscillator, filter, amp, EG would be a good way to do it.
Sounds pretty standard to me, Ranzi, that.
Or do you want me to just be stupid and put it down the end?
No. Is that because you can't plug it in now?
No, I have to unplug two of the other modules.
That's what I meant. Yeah, you didn't think this through.
I didn't actually look at the name of the boxes as I was opening them.
Anyway, it was me that bullied you into it, so I shouldn't be grumbling, should I?
Let's just do it this way around.
Yeah, OS filter. Well, you've not. Sorry, sonar frequency. We're doing it random jigsaw fashion. Any order you like. Just means the cables will go everywhere, doesn't it?
Look, you know what? Let's make him happy. Let's do it. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I got to get this cable out. That one's out. Ooh.
Bit rude to go.
I've just hit the keyboard with the module. That's not a good start. And then we'll take this one out. Actually, we don't need to take that one out. That can just go there. Don't do this at home, kids, like that. It doesn't look very safe, does it? And that can go there. And they can just swap over. We should be fine. Sorry if it sounds a bit horrible for the mic. But how's that?
Look at that.
Do you want me to screw them in? A little bit?
Oh, screwing virgins. Whatever next.
I think we'll just
so I get that in before the chat room did it. So.
Yeah, we'll put a couple of screws in. I'll get told off if I don't do this stuff, right? You didn't screw them in. That's
Max
like
says screw them.
It's like little Jimmy. Little Jimmy from school. Screw him, miss. Oh no, that was little Johnny. Was it little Johnny or little Jimmy? I forget those jokes.
I actually have no idea.
You never had school teacher jokes? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm sure we must have done, but I don't remember little Johnny or Jimmy or Tarquin or Jennifer or whoever they might be.
Someone in chat will tell us a little Johnny joke. Or a little Jimmy joke. All right. So I'm just putting 2 screws in each because they're not gonna be staying in here, and I just want to just sort of secure them a little bit. We can turn it on. There you go.
Well,
it didn't blow up.
Here's a question for your answer. This is always one of the things that has been a bit of a mystery to me. You've got 4 holes, but do you really need to put 4 screws in? Like in my 19-inch rack mounted units, I never put in 4 screws. You know, on single unit 19-inch rack units, I only put one in one corner and one in the opposite corner. I never put in 4 screws.
I'll tell you
it just seemed like a waste of screws to me.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually screwing these modules in without the little plastic washers, which I usually use.
Oh,
I know.
You rebel.
And I usually use knurlies as well, not screws.
Oh, quite.
Because you can actually just undo them with your fingers. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. All right, they're in. As the actress said to the bishop.
Okay.
Right, now.
There's some multi-page advice on how many screws you put in.
Yeah, someone will write a thesis.
I see how it is. Just so there's multi-page advice on how many screws to put in. When I've not got enough of my life remaining to spend my time reading up on how many screws to put in something. No. You know, you're going to be upset because you've got to take that nice binding off, and you'll have cables everywhere. That looks so neat and tidy. It would be a shame to make a mess of it.
That I did.
A twist tie. Yeah, quite.
I might see if I can use the smaller ones. Okay, we've got little ones here. Oh, we should bring the purple ones back. Oh, we love our purple ones.
You want your Arturia ones? Look at those. Yeah.
Shall we use the purple ones, people? Tell us in chat if you want me to use the purple ones. If you want me to use the new ones. Which are there.
Purple and green. Well, purple and green always looks good together. Like Batman and Robin and.
Or these.
Sort of no, who is it? Oh.
I'm just trying to find the
Do you know
little
what?
short ones. Like there we go, little short ones like this. Very good. There we go. I think people are saying purple. Rating? All right, that's...
They're like the braided ones. The braided ones look nice.
We're not going to need many. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll go with these. All right, get rid of these. Bye-bye. And if we need any more, we'll have to work it out. Right, now what we need to do is we need to...
You'll have to pick them up off the floor.
Yeah, I'm just in front of me right now. So we're going to go from CV to there. I'm trying to look at this from like an angle. It's like this is quite high up. It's not at eye level. It's like it's high up and you can't really see. Gate will go to the EG there. And then we want out. We've got 2 outs. Ooh, so this is what I'm going to have to look at the module description. So what I'm going to need to
go into the...
See, that's got a minus and a plus, right? And I just need to work out number 10. It tells me it's just out left and out right. Okay, cool. Interesting. Rightio. Well, that can go onto the filter in there, I guess. I'm guessing it's in there. I will admit that kind of felt a bit stiff going in. So, not really sure there.
Good. A good positive insertion.
All right, now where do we actually... No, that's the actual audio. That's the CV there. That would be the audio there. I'm guessing. This is without reading the manual, people. Even though I just read it slightly. I don't have any... Oh, no. Do I have any more purple ones? Yes, one more purple. One or two. 2 more purples. Oh, we're laughing. We are laughing. Lots of purples. All right, so we now want to go... Axel's telling us little Johnny jokes. Right, cool. We now want to go in and then we want to go out. So there's an out there. I'm guessing that's an out, right? So that would go into the... there. And then we need an out. And that would go there. Right, now one other thing we're going to need is we're going to need a gate. And I'm guessing that would be the second gate. That would give us there. Right. People, have I done the patch right or wrong? Tell me. People are going to be screaming in chat. You forgot blah, blah, blah.
You got to switch it on and see.
Well, it's already on. I don't actually know what any of this...
Sorry.
I don't actually know what any of this stuff does yet, but let's do that. It's turned on. And that's actually not the right sound. Sorry. Okay, now we've got to get output.
Oh. The envelope generator is triggering.
All right, now how are we going to get sound out of this gain? Come on, out, 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 out. I can't read this properly. Use the filter amp literally as a VCA is what Native VS is saying. Okay, cool. So we can just go straight out of that. Just ignore this for now. All right, now we have sound, people. Ooh. Right, we want to get this gate thing working better. Right now, it's not working the way I want it to. E.g. I don't really want to have that constantly sounding. Oh, that's because I'm not using a VCA properly, right? That's definitely firing the filter. You can hear that. Let's go down an octave.
Oh, that's a nice filter.
Connect an envelope to CV3 socket and then attenuator up and amp gain knob down on the filter amp. Okay. Connect an envelope to CV3 socket. What's the CV3 socket? Oh, this. No. You mean CV2? Does he mean CV2? But I don't see
no
CV.
idea.
Do you guys see CV3? I don't see a CV3. I think he meant CV2. Okay, so connect
So
one.
it's not CV. Is it not CVB? You've got CVA and CVB on the mod amp module.
Yeah. Oh, that squeals, doesn't it?
Yeah. An ARP filter.
Maybe they call it CV1 or 2 then. Okay, fair enough. So maybe we can do this. And what did he say? Then attenuator up.
No, yeah, you've got two knobs there. The red knob for CV1.
Yeah.
And the gold knob for CV2. And they look like they're going into the VCF.
Yeah, got it.
Yay, that's it.
We've got exponential and linear. Oh, the bottom end on that is insane. Yeah, the red
We'll be
one,
able to talk about.
I'll just turn it down for a sec. The red one controls the VCF and the green one controls the VCA. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that sounded nice. But Robbie's just said he's firing up the DX7 to compensate.
But I mean, obviously,
come on, Robbie.
We could get some other modules in here to kind of, muck around with this a bit more. But I mean, Native VS has been cool. He's telling me what to patch, guys. Tell me what to patch. Tell me what to patch. This is what it's here for. Sounds like it's almost a negative gate on that.
Have you just got the one oscillator going in? Or have you got two oscillators going in?
I've got one. Do you want me to put another? You can put another one in.
Well, why not? If you can stick a second oscillator into it.
I can't remember if these are DC coupled or not. In B. Yeah, the DC couple, good.
See, now it's getting rich.
Yeah, I need to double up my CV.
You do.
Yeah.
Still, it sounded nice like that.
It did. It was kind of like fifths and fourths and stuff, wasn't it? Where is my little double?
Yeah, a drone oscillator underneath, and then nice.
Yeah. Doubler. Right. That one to there.
Play some. Robbie's just said play some chords. Hang on, Robbie.
I was playing a fifth.
Definitely two note chords there.
It's a fifth. Not necessarily a triad, but you know. Anyway, that's what it sounds like. Now we've got to get the patch going better. Seems like you want more multiples, yeah, to make it more standard. Taking positive envelope into CV1 and ignore the negative envelope out. Yeah, okay, so we've got, this is all the negative and positive envelope stuff here, and I can't actually see it. Right, so let's take the negative envelope, right? Get rid of that. We need one more malt, or tip top for me, because I don't have malts. Tip top it. Sorry guys, I don't have little tip tops. They cost a lot of money, these tip tops.
Those are stackables.
Yeah, these are the stackable jobbers. So we've got keyboard. Is that right? Does it go to keyboard or just CV? I don't know.
That keyboard will be for tracking. Will it? Keyboard tracking.
Yeah. Oh, that's so analog, isn't it? Out of tune and everything. Just one cable to CV1 should be able to do CV1 and then do both filter and VCA. Okay. All right. We will do that. Alright, so we can turn CV2 down. I like how you can adjust that, that's good. Turn the keyboard down. So we got a square bass sound and a All right, now what I want to do is I want to work out what that button there does. Sorry, I haven't even read it yet. Now, it says in the manual...
Unmod. Mod and unmod.
Unmod.
Weird,
Press this button to place the module into unmod mode. In unmod mode, the in-A signal passes to the out jack without any modulation, and the signal level is controlled by... Yeah, so we're not even using that, so we're not even going to be able to hear it, but that's actually pretty cool. So it's kind of like a bypass. Okay. That is cool. All right, let's go to the chatties. What do you guys think so far? Andy, what do you think? Does it sound good?
Well, I think the filter sounds delicious. It sounds really rich.
It does.
I wanted to mention like Nick Batt and say, sing-song harmonics. I thought it sounded, like you said, oh, that sounds really deep. I mean, okay, I'm hearing it through YouTube and well, through the internet and on crappy headphones, and it still sounded lush. Yeah, really nice.
It did. It definitely had some bottom end. That was kind of what I was sort of sounding. Yeah. Should we do some more Nick Batt? We could do some more Nick Batt.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because you've got there's are there CV outs from the dual envelope that you could plug into your pulse width modulation CV on your oscillator?
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, we could do that.
Very SH sort of style, using the envelope to sweep through your pulse width.
So pulse width mod in. Let's turn the second. So in B down. We'll just turn that second one down. So we're just hearing. That's definitely firing it now.
Right. Yeah, on your envelope module.
Yep.
To turn the attack bit down a little bit and the decay up and the sustain bit down. So now you can hear that now you can hear the pulse width moving. Oh, nice. Yummy.
All right, let's add that second one back in. Was that in B? In A? Yeah, this one? So it's almost like a trumpet sort of sound. Trombone-y. Now let's see if we can get this thing to squeal. Oh yeah, that is really resonant-y, that filter. Like, that literally is just so sine wavy right there. Sorry about your ears, people. Wow, that is so resonant. That is probably the most resonant filter analog-wise I've heard. That is extremely resonant. Like that is still it's like that Spinal Tap. Make it go to 11. This is like make it go to 50.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Well, it's interesting. The most resonant filter I've ever owned on a synth was the I've mentioned this synth before. It was the Tysco 60F. That would actually squeal and go into self oscillation without you needing to press a key to trigger it. You just push that resonance up and it would squeal automatically, really high. But that synth, there's a sticker on the back saying it was built under license from ARP. Now, I've seen various people saying, "Oh, that just meant it was this, it was that." But that synth had very much an ARP character to it, and certainly a very squealy filter is part of that. You're right that resonance is, that's got a great character, really nice. Yeah. In fact, I'm scratching my chin. You shouldn't have done this to me, Rands, because I'd already sort of decided which sort of modules I was going to go for. Now you're making me think again. Should I get some of these brushed silver ones in there?
What makes me laugh though, Andy, this is the thing about Eurorack, right? So we've got a Roland you know, a Roland sounding oscillator going into an ARP sounding, you know, filter amp. And
Well, it sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah.
It is a really nice sound. I obviously need to read and do a lot more research on this sort of stuff. I'd love to sort of work out. I mean, one of the guys in chat was saying that the sort of intricacies of the patching of the ARP 2500 is kind of where the magic happens. And, you know, sort of. So the other module that I've got coming is the 1033, which is another envelope generator module. So I actually don't even really know why I need it, considering this, but I think it's different. Should probably get it up on the interwebs while we're looking at it.
So it's a different one to that, because that's a 1033 that you've got. So are there two different?
So 103
envelope generator.
1033 is the other one, yeah.
So 1033, right? I see.
So let's have a quick look here. If it's a photo I can quickly grab. Sorry, I'm just waiting on the internet to give me a photo. It's getting me a photo. It looks the same. Oh, there's more stuff down the bottom. Okay. I don't even know if I need it. I might have to cancel it. All right, let's just quickly... Sorry, guys. Let's just quickly grab this photo and I'll bring it in so we can have a look while we're talking. It takes me ages to do this. You can see why other people don't do this. All right, so just quickly, there it is there, okay? So what's different about it? It's got gate delay, attack time, initial decay time, sustain level, final decay. It's definitely different. Whereas that one is attack time, initial decay, sustain level, final decay. You've got trigger modes, manual gates, of course, which are always good. No keyboard needed. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of... Let's move this across. We can have a look at it next to it. There you go. Any difference there?
Well, there's an extra knob, isn't there? There's a gate delay at the top. So
they're always really handy, gate delays. I always find. I mean, I'm enjoying
making
them.
rhythms. Yeah.
Yep, I'm enjoying them, especially with sequences, especially with your sequencer that you're getting, Andy. That anything that's got gate delay in it, you're going to love.
Yeah.
So in my world, I've got plenty of modules that will do that, including even the System 100M Behringer ones. I've got stuff in there. The Roland System 500 I've got. But also the Pamela's new workout can do that sort of shit as well. So that's actually really, really cool.
Have you got a Pamela's?
I do. Yep.
Right, yeah, because that was something, again, I've been spending a bit of time looking at, thinking, I think as the system grows, it's one of those modules that's almost necessary. Man, did you see Mylar Melody's video the other day of his simplified techno case? He got one of those
I haven't seen it,
EO
no.
Wave. Oh, watch it, Ronz, it's great. It's got one of those EO Wave voices in there. It just sounded abs. I'm sure we featured it on here at some point, and I didn't really know what to make of it. But okay, he knows what he's doing with the stuff, and he just made that thing sound fantastic. Okay, it's 400 quid for one of those, but still, it's a complete synth voice, and you can put it in your Eurorack as well. But it was just wonderful. So I would recommend going and watching that video of Alex there. He really shows it that he's got. It's much simplified to what he had, but the stuff he was getting out of it was just fantastic. The guy's a bit of a star when it comes to this Eurorack stuff. I mean, okay, makes me want to buy more stuff, but
he's a god.
Yeah,
mate.
He knows his stuff.
I'm a grasshopper compared to him. Just guys in the chat, appreciate obviously everyone watching this, and like a couple of questions for you guys in the chat. Tell us what you want me to do here, if it's possible. I mean, it's very limited with this particular Eurorack setup. I haven't got some, I've only got 3 modules, 1 oscillator, or 2 oscillators, sorry. But I can patch stuff in from my other modules here. So I've got, maths, Pamela's workout, Typhoon. I can patch stuff in if you want. Like I've got a cable that will go across, which is here. if we need to. And the other question I've got for you guys is, do you guys enjoy this sort of stuff? Do you want me to do more of this, as you know, on my live streams? I'm dead serious, because I've got more modules coming in next week, and I've been talking about one that's supposed to be coming in. Yeah. So let us know if you think.
I think it's been fun. I mean, again, for those people out there who perhaps have got no interest in modular at all, well, they're going to go, oh God, here we go. Poor Robbie. Oh dear, sorry, Robbie, but I think it's been fun. Oh yeah, just plug that one from there into there and turn that knob, see what happens. Yeah, I think
we're trying to bring him across. Like yeah. All right, so let's see.
Yeah,
would be nice to see the mod amp. Don't have that one.
Robbie, if I buy a DX7, Robbie, will you buy some Eurorack modules? Oh, go on, I'll cut a deal with you. Go on. Oh God, here we go. Sorry, Robbie. Sorry.
So Wagoo's saying the mod amp module, which is this one here, does it do ring mod? Yeah, I don't know. It should. I mean, technically, exponential amplifier. Just having a look. You've got a inharmonic preset control voltages. Yeah, with those two controls there, I would say probably it would do. You've got a ratio and a tune, so that to me seems like a ring mod setup, voltage wise, right? Would you guys agree? There's your ring mod setup there. We could try that, but I'd need some guidance from the chatties on how to do that. I'm completely new to this 2500 stuff, so guide me and I'll do it. I'll set up a ring mod if you want.
Max just asked you a good question, actually. I don't know if you've seen it in the chat.
Human Error saying yes to more Eurorack. That's good. Robbie saying no. What if we got an FM module in here? I think he'd like that. There are a couple of FM modules. The one that Darren talks about all the time is a good one to get.
Yeah, the Acme's. It's big though, isn't it?
Okay, so what was the question? Sorry, Andy.
Ramsey, he said, Max just said, Ramsey, what are your goals for your various cases now, and how has it changed?
Oh, it's changed.
That's a good question.
Immensely, yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, it's changed immensely. I mean, obviously, the Nifty case is my toolbox, so I'm literally just using this to. I mean, I guess probably mainly for my YouTube channel, just so I can show modules here. And if I need to show bigger sort of setups, I can go across to the actual racks and stuff. What's kind of stayed the same and what's changed? It's probably a good way to look at it. So what stayed the same is this is still my glitch rack. It's all sort of glitch based, whether it be control voltage glitches or sound glitching, so that's all stayed the same. There's a couple of new modules going in there in the next week or two, depending if it arrives here or not. That rack, but next to it is my System 500 rack, and Mac, you know all about System 500 yourself. So kind of why that would be just that. Now the one that's further down is the Behringer Go case, and at the moment that's still just got the System 100M modules in it. I'm probably going to put these ARP 2500 modules out, and I'll probably take the Neutron out because I don't really use the Neutron in there. It's just kind of sitting in there. You'll probably find that, Andy, when you start doing this, you'll probably find that you'll muck around with stuff and find that, it's not working for me. I'll pull that out. So you might find with your Pro 1, it doesn't have enough connections, and you'll probably think, nah, I'll take it out.
Well, quite, yeah.
But for the start, you'll go, oh no, I definitely will use the noise. I'll definitely use the filter. So you will start using it for sure, no doubt. But after a while, you'll start to,
So I did also think that I might actually, because I sort of did a bit of pricing up with the System 55 modules from Behringer, and then I just thought, well, actually, it'd be a lot cheaper and easier just to bung a Model D in there, wouldn't it? Get a Model D. So pick them up for about 260 quid. Bung a Model D in there and pair it up with that sequencer. Then you've got the Moog sound with the Moog sequencer, and then you've got your Tangerine Dream in a box, which is what I'm after initially. I know it won't stay that way, but I just thought that might be a plan. But I'm very much aware that the number of ins and outs and CV control within these okay, they can be Eurorack modules, of course, the Behringer standalone synths, but I just I just thought that might be an interesting way to go. But there's always so many paths, isn't it? Actually, putting your foot on a particular one is not always easy. Like you think, oh, just buy something. Oh, just get one of these. Oh, just get. Yeah, but what's the point of just buying an oscillator and an envelope generator? You know the story. You've got to start somewhere, and I think just having invested in the case when it arrives, then I'll start going, okay, well, I'm definitely going to need one of those. It may be that I'm going to have a bit of a sell-off of some of the things that are in here that are not being used as much. I mean, like, I've got these Volcas. I've never used the Volcas now, and I love them to bits, but, well, do I need them? Oh, we'll see. I'm just talking, just rambling on now.
Yeah, I mean, you make some valid points. I mean, I've just done my studio cleanup, and there's a whole bunch of gear that's sitting in another room, and it's literally at the point where I've got to decide whether I'm going to keep it or not. And it's there because I haven't touched it for years. In some cases, maybe a year. In some cases, 4 or 5 years. And that's, it's got to go if it's not being used. Now, for me, Max said, like, have I just ended up with a few monosynth voices? Yeah, kind of. But I've done that deliberately, of course. I mean, I love... Well, when I was doing the System 100M modules from Behringer, I kind of discovered that I actually really wanted to find out what the Roland ones sounded like. And so I started buying them at the same time. And because they all came out in... Do you remember how when they were releasing them, they weren't releasing them all in one? You couldn't get them all together. You had to get them just at the time they released. And it took like about 6 months before you could get them all. And I was just kind of getting them in dribs and drabs. And what I found was, for a while, I actually had to use the Roland System 500 oscillator with the Behringer System 100 modules because they didn't release the oscillator for months. And then I actually discovered that I actually really, really liked the System 500 stuff as well, which is weird because you'd think, well, one would, why would you need both? Well, the answer to me was that I actually thought they both had different characteristics, and I liked the user interface on both of them for different reasons, and there was different benefits. And I just ended up thinking, well, I'm just going to go with both. And I'll tell you right now, there's no one will ever have the same opinion as yourself. So what I say is not going to be necessarily the same for you guys. But I have always loved the vintage analog Roland sound. Always. There's nothing that's ever going to take me away from that. I've been a massive fanboy of all the vintage, like the SH-101, even before. So, System 100, System 700, all that sort of stuff. So I will always keep that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I also wanted to do Eurorack for glitching audio and things like that. So I actually bring my synths into this module skiff here. And it's not just Eurorack modules that go into here. I actually bring, StrikeFET into it. I'll bring the VC 340, which is the string machine I've brought into there. I mean, I've talked about modules in here enough, so in previous shows, we don't need to go through it. But that's kind of what that's about. That's all about glitching. And at the same time, the whole point of all this is it's going to come into my Force and it's going to create clips for me. So the way I still write music is still clip-based. I like that way. It's kind of very Ableton way. I've always found that kind of works with my brain better. So I find, that way I can forget about patches and how they've been set up once I've recorded them as a clip. Because you can always, with the sampling engines on these MPCs, they're pretty good at pitch shifting and stuff. So you don't have to worry too much, as long as you're not going massive octave ranges. And if you do that, you can just record a couple of different major octave ranges and you're fine. So that's kind of where I'm at. And it hasn't that part of it hasn't really changed. So yeah, the only reason why I'm getting the 2500 as a Eurorack was because every single time we do a show, and you guys go back the last 12 months, I've been doing shows where I've been talking about the 2600, right? One of the things that kept nagging me in my head was, why didn't they make a 2600 Eurorack? So you could split all the modules up, right? Why didn't they do that? And, I just thought to myself, why didn't I just get the 2500? I know they're not exactly the same, because the 2600 is more a simplified version of the 2500, and it's like it's a mono synth, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, well, why don't I start with the 2500 here and see how I feel about it, because it's more flexible in the fact that these modules can interact with other modules. And then if I find that this has limitations, it'll take me back to the 2600. If I find that if this has a different sound, it'll take me back to the 2600. Either way, it's not going to hurt me too much. These are only $100 modules. They're not expensive, and you just get them in when they release them. So it's not killing the bank. Andy's disappeared for a bit, so I'll go to the chatties. He's coming back now. Cool. So chatties are saying, vintage like the Timbre Wolf. Yes. You guys want? I'll go grab it and say. I'll get Andy to talk about something while I go grab a drink, because I need to. My mouth is getting dry.
What have I got to talk about?
Talk about your Eurorack Go thing, if you like.
I haven't got it yet.
Well, tell everyone about what your plan is.
It's not here.
Tell everyone what your plan is, and I'll go get a drink.
Plan. Oh, yep. I've got to tell you what my plan. I think you all know. I think I've said it. Oh, I mean, I've just had a wish to start doing sort of things that sound a bit like, Tangerine Dream, Berlin School style stuff. And I've tried to do it with different boxes that I have in here with varying degrees of success. I mean, sitting in front of me, I've got a BeatStep Pro, which I bought for that purpose and never really got it to behave in the way that I wanted it to, or sound. I was using it to trigger Volkers and the SH01A that's sitting behind me. And whilst I've really enjoyed using it and get some quite good fun things out of it, it's never been like Berlin School. No, I don't mean Optical Race native. I really don't mean Optical Race, and I don't. I'm talking 1970s Tangerine Dream, the lovely sounding stuff, not that horrible 80s rubbish. Anyway, and over the years, different paths have sort of revealed themselves to me, and I think that going down the Eurorack route, particularly with something like the 960 sequencer and some very Moogy sounding modules, whether it's a Model D stuffed in a case being controlled by a 960 sequencer, or the System 55 modules, or even some of the System 100 ones, I think there's a lot to be said for it. I think that's what I'd like to do. I'm aware that it is a rabbit hole, and once you start going down it, new things will reveal themselves. Oh, you need one of those. Oh, you need to get. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to learn all that. I know I'm very grateful to people who've passed on advice already. I mean, like Mr. Mac out there, he's already given me some tips and stuff, and I really do like it. Yeah, Human Error, Phaedra, that's more the period. Phaedra, Rubicon, Ricochet, Stratosphere, all those things. Love that sound. Really, really love it. Klaus Schulze, Time, Wind, and all that stuff. That's what. And why? Because it sounds silly, but I can turn to this stuff. I can switch the bits on, and I can knock out a techno beat in no time. And I've just sort of lost the interest in it. It's easy using these things to make dance tunes, fairly easy, and I just doesn't feel like what I want to be doing. I mean, I can do it. I want to do things, something that interests me and challenges me and pushes my brain into a new area, because I've never managed to make that sound the way I want it to sound.
Yeah,
it's a challenge. It's a challenge for myself, and I want to. And I know some people say, "Well, why?" There's thousands of people out there who are doing just that and doing it really well. I mean, there's Ralph Baumgartel out there. He's been doing great stuff. Martin Peters, he's been doing fab stuff. Or there's loads of people like Ian Boddy and Mark Shreve, and a lot of these guys from the 80s. They've gone into that, and they're making really fantastic modern sounding Tangerine Dream sounding stuff, or Berlin School. In the late 90s, a collective called Node, who I think was Ed Buller and Flood and those guys. Really brilliant sounding stuff using great big Moog modulars, and I'm entranced by it. I love it. I really do love it, and that's just a path I want to tread. Really, it may well be that it never actually sounds anything like Tangerine Dream sound. I mean, whenever I've tried to sound like somebody else, I've always failed. So, but hey, it's a starting point. It's that identifying what you want your system to do, and then try to make it do that. But anyway, so now you're back with a beer in your hand. You can take over again because I've rambled on for quite long enough now.
It's just a ginger beer. It's not alcoholic. But anyway, that's fine. Yeah, I had a pearler of a headache today, and I just thought I won't be drinking beer on the show tonight, just in case I took a headache tablet, so it's not a good idea to mix that. Yeah, Timbre Wolf time. I thought I'd show it anyway.
This is the Behringer ARP. Let's have a listen to this.
Yeah, I can plug this in. So there she is, and you can see this was a second-hand unit. Of course, you can't buy these brand new anymore, but that is in actually beautiful condition for a second-hand unit. Even to the point where the back has only got a tiny little scratch on it. And yeah, really quite happy with the quality physically of it. But yeah, do you guys want me to plug this in chat? Let us know. I mean, Andy said yes, so I think that's good enough for me. I can plug this in. We can have a quick listen. Definitely. What we'll have to do first is turn this off and move it out the way. There was a little click, sorry. Let me just mute that channel while I plug it in, because otherwise we'll get pops and clicks. Okay, so pop that down here for a sec. And we need to move this out. God, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Because I had MIDI and power and audio connected to that. Look at that, there you go. That's why you got a nifty case, guys. Look at that. And it does power off one of those mobile battery banks, if you're wondering. I've tried it. And I will be showing that in an up-and-coming stream, which we're trying to organise right now. Right. Okay, sorry about all the banging noise, but you guys do want to hear the Timbre Wolf, so you're going to have to put up with that. A second. Audio out, main out, main out. Main out is that one. Power on. Now, once again, had this for 5 minutes. There's people in here in the chat room have had theirs for a lot longer than me. I haven't started using the sequencer on this yet. Okay, so I'm not going to be showing that because I haven't started. I mean, it's probably pretty self-explanatory. I think that's probably.
It's not.
Well, it's an Akai.
It'll baffle you a bit.
Okay, now why haven't I got sound? That's right, because I muted it, and that's going to be way too loud. So let me turn that down. Okay. Now there's no effects. This is purely analog. It's what have I got this set up at the moment? This is unison. So this is probably one of the things that you'll find this does really, really well is unison. It's got the 4 voices. Unfortunately, I haven't worked out if you can do less than 4 voices, but oh yeah, you can mute. Of course you can, but you can mute voices, can't you? I think you have to use a shift to mute. There you go, like that. Now the tuning is quite tight on this, so you can see I've got just a very, very subtle, drift on the tuning. Because if you put them, they're all got notched tuning spots, so that's just literally all. That sounds very phasey, just with it all at one. You start messing about with this. And then you've got this, howl thing, which is basically a crazy overdrive. Now that's peaked, sorry. going to turn the decay down a bit. There we go. Now the octave range is really, really small. So there's a limitation. So this is as far as it goes down. This is as far as it goes up. It's not high enough, is it? So look, I'm pressing that. That's it. I could probably get it a little bit higher. There you go. I mean, look, this is the ultimate. The reason why people hate this synth is because it's very limited in a lot of areas. It's got limitations everywhere. And what you need to understand, it's a bit like, I mean, think of something that you know in the music world, synth world, that's limited, right? And some people think of it fondly, whereas a lot of people think of this not fondly because of its limitations. So what you need to do is you think, okay, well, challenge accepted. I want to see what I can do with this, with its limitations. And the answer is you can do a stack with this synth. I didn't buy it because I want to prove everyone wrong in the world, because that's not what I'm about. I bought it because, well, Mac, for example, he's pretty vocal about this, but I think I agree with him. This is actually better than what a lot of people make it out to be. So, all right. So just as a mono synth. You got different waveforms. So you got. Now the filter is it's okay. Filter's okay. So let's turn that off. Turn the mod off. Which voice am I on this one?
I think you've only got one oscillator going there.
Yeah, it's on mono.
Right.
Yep. And it's just telling me I'm on this one.
Yeah.
So it's your standard thing where your resonance will drop. It doesn't go into whistle land either. That's it. Now you can. It's very basic filter. But you got to look at that as a challenge, right? This is not like the 2500 filter that we just mucked around with. It's the complete opposite. In fact, it's almost high pass, low pass. The way I was just kind of doing that. It's kind of low passing it, doesn't it? High passing it there. But yeah, you want some poly, okay? All right, here we go. Now we need to tune it all to the same tuning. We need to get the filters. Let's just do a very basic. Very, very basic. We'll go it all saw. Yeah. Make the envelope max out. Here we go. So there's all four voices. So in a show where we were showing the ARP 2600 modules from Behringer, we're now showing the rhythm, the Timbre Wolf. Now, let's add some effects. That's delay. I don't want delay. I want like a reverb. Bottom end on that was pretty big, don't you reckon? So it's got a good sound, and this growling thing can be a bit weird. One of the things I was doing with this the other day is if you get a really big decay happening on the unison, you can fire off a voice like this, and you can kind of still play with that howl, which is like your distortion sort of control, and you can get it on the tail. Be so nice if you could modulate that, like take this. I think this thing is going to be, people have got to be pulling these things apart and seeing how you can mod these. It's purely built, I think, to be modded, this synth, because it's just so, it's so missing so many things. It's missing LFOs, it's missing a proper resonant, filter that really, whistles. It's missing proper envelope controls. It's missing proper tuning, proper octaves. It's missing a lot, and that's what it's missing. That's why people don't like it. But it's purely there, I reckon, to be modern, this thing, and it's a pity they stopped making them. Honestly, I think it's a pity. What do you guys think? How did that sound, Andy? What do you think of that sound? Is it really that shit, or is it give us your honest thoughts.
On a couple of opportunities I had to play on one, my conclusions about it was that it was simply very limited and a very limited range of sounds, but it actually had quite a nice sound, and certainly like you said, when you put it into mono and you've got the oscillators just slightly detuned, it's nice and rich, and you can get some nice chordal sound. But again, like a lot of these things, stick a couple of effects on the end, and who's going to know it's not a flashier synth? Okay, it might be making simple sounds, but you can make flashy synth sound simple. So, and sometimes the simple sounds work really well when you're doing a piece of music. So,
yeah.
I don't think it's something that people are going to be rushing out and buying. I don't think suddenly there's going to be a huge rise in second-hand prices because you featured it on here. Maybe there will. Who knows? Maybe people will go, "Wow, that was just what I need. I'm going to get one of those." I mean, you yourself have said it. It's a substantial bit of kit. It's pretty heavy. It's nicely built. The keyboard feels nice. It's all positive. It's just, as a synth, it's very restricted, and of course it came out at the wrong time, really. Or when it came out, there were other things that were much more capable for around the same price. So
it's built.
Well, still,
it's built so strong. It's like a tank. Like, it's built really well.
It's very, very good build quality.
When you think about, like, people are talking about the price and they think, oh, it's too expensive for the price. I mean, in materials, I think Max said in one of the chats we had, he said if you were just to literally scrap this thing for materials, you'd get 150 pounds back.
Money back.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah.
I think someone's already said it in chat. Yeah. If you're wondering how much I paid for this, and I'm quite happy to sort of share that. So I got it used off of Gumtree here in Australia, and I actually had to get it shipped from one side of Australia to the other. And the guy shipped it to me for the price I paid for it, which was 300 Australian, which is about 150 pounds. So it seems to be a reasonable price that people would be willing to pay for it at the stage. But I am seeing them for, 250 pounds to 300 pounds in various places. So be careful. I mean, the fact that this was in such good condition could have been a different story. And if it was, I wouldn't have bought it. So it was purely because it got free shipping. It was only $300. I thought, hey, this can sit in a cupboard and mature, and hopefully, you never know, it might be like a future 303 type scenario. Who knows? It might not be. It might be just a complete waste of oxygen. But, I actually don't think it's too bad. Like, people say it's really bad. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's got limitations that you need to learn how to master. Like an ARP Odyssey is limited, and people are mastering those. I mean, it's obviously not as limited as this, but there's an example. ARP Odysseys can be limited because of the paraphonic way of the way the oscillators work. People used to not like it. They were like, oh, I don't like that. People will whinge about anything, honestly. But yeah, built so strong. Like, that's all metal. Where's my little thing gone? Go back to here. That is like really quite solid metal there. You know, the keys are just like, if you've got any of the Akai MPK controllers, they're like just like those. They're really quite nice keys, nice and solid. And none of them are sort of wonky or anything. They're all nice and straight. They go down, they go up, just like you'd expect. There is aftertouch. There is aftertouch on that as well. You can send all of the voices out individually. It's got separate outputs for them. So you could sequence this to fire off the voices in, you know, separate situations, and you could have all those going into different, you know, effects engines and things like this. There's kind of cool things that people just need to think outside the square of what you can do with this. You could use the oscillators as the actual audio as modulation sources if you wanted to. It does have in and out gate as well, so for triggering. It also has MIDI. The MIDI implementation on that is reasonable. Yeah, and as Mac was saying in the chat room, it's actually quite a good sequencer. It's actually a pretty good sequencer. It's got the MPC kind of ish feel to the way the sequencer works. It's quite intuitive. So, I mean, they're the pluses, and obviously it's got a beautiful sounding unison, 4-voice unison. I mean, you can't really argue with that. I mean, it's pretty much a mono synth, really, when you think of it, but from that point of view. Waste of Oxygen sounds like an album, yeah. That'd be if I did a jar cover. It's a waste of oxygen. That's how good I'd be. Can I unplug that? Because I think people would probably rather me do the 2500. Are we finished with the Timbre Wolf?
I think you've done it. I think you've shown it all.
I reckon I should have been, instead of what was his name? Dan, wasn't it? Was the guy Dan? He got so much flack, that poor guy. I should have been the guy that done the original Timbre Wolf. I would have taken it. I would have handled it. Because my synth demos are pretty shit. Let's be honest. Right. Shall I just throw it over my shoulder? Now I'm going to put it under here. I hope it doesn't fall over. And we'll get back the nifty. It's funny, I didn't screw these modules in. I wasn't going to screw these modules in, but I'm glad I did now, because I just moved that case around. Right. All right, let's get this back up and running. We need to connect audio and power and MIDI in. Okay. And we're now back to some sort of sensible land of music, and see if this works again. That's with reverb, sorry. What's it like with delay?
Your oscillators have cooled down, so they've gone out of tune.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. She's way out of whack. Oh, and don't forget too, this is the faulty Behringer module too. When you look at it, it's not that faulty. It's just that this is the bad revision circuit board. So, I mean, the fact that I didn't have to give this back is cool, and I'll use that as a modulation source. I mean, you can never have too many oscillators, can you? Agreed? All right. Let's go to the chatties. What a cool show this has been. I've enjoyed myself. I'm like a bit stressed out trying to sort of do stuff and run the show at the same time. It's quite hard, but I have enjoyed it. It's been good fun. Run the Timbre Wolf through the 2500 filter. Yeah, you could do that. I won't though, because I haven't got the space to do it, but I could do it. It would sound a lot nicer, the filter, I guarantee you. But yeah, can you ring modulate the 2 oscillators on the mod amp and then take them through the filter? I can, but I need to be shown how, because I haven't done that before. So tell me how to patch that. And you'd be keen on doing that too, wouldn't you, mate? So the way I understand it is you've got to use these, right? So they've got to what, pitch the oscillators? Is that what you've got to do with these things?
You're asking me. I have no idea with that. I think you just plug it in and see what happens. It's not going to blow up, is it?
Okay.
CVA. So
that's got to go.
Are they? That's an out. Is that an output or an input?
The way I see it is that's an output, and that would have to go. Yeah, that would go into, instead of the keyboard. Well, you just run it into a separate modulation input here. So run it into there. Turn that up. I need another cable. And
do you have to switch the mod button on?
I guess that's it, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't know. I've never used it before.
Well, there we are. Well, it's doing something. Sounds like cats.
Yeah, so what you would need then is CV, like an LFO. I should get an LFO happening on here, shouldn't I? Do I have an LFO? I do, but it's miles away. I could use maths. Why don't we use maths? We use the output of maths, which is 1. And we will, that would kind of go into here, I guess. Is it in? No, that would be audio in, wouldn't it? It'd be CV in. Or mod in. Mod in, I guess. Yeah, it's probably this one. All right, let's see if this does it. Now, we need to set this trigger to cycle. All right, so that's cycling now. It's like warm. Let's see what happens. Get this faster. Maybe not there, maybe here. I'm not getting how you do this anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, here we go. Oh, that's the audio. Take the respective oscillator outs into A and B of the mod amp. Okay, we can do that. So we're gonna need more cables.
In A, in B. Yeah, I've seen what Native's referring to there in the bottom left.
Yeah, in there.
In A and in B, yeah.
And then they've got to go out from there into the other one. So let's get some cables happening. Sorry. I've got 100,000 cables here. And these are way too long, but I need them now. So, all right, let's do these two. All right, and then the out of these. Will end up going into the out. I think it's just out, is it? Oh yeah, there's my. the maths doing that. Oh, that is super cool. Inky, you're being horrible. I can take that out and it will just do. So that's that ring mod there. Yeah, I think we've got it. There you go, guys. Ring mod. As shit as I am at it. Let's put that back in. I like that. That was good fun. All right, so that's the maths going. That's beating a cyclic envelope. Oh, that's got kind of like a... There you go, sound design, people. All right, so we did a bit more. We've got this one working now. So we've actually used all 3 modules tonight, and that was my goal. Yay! Well done, Andy.
Oh, well done you for working out how to patch things. Well, yeah.
I didn't do it, but those guys... was Native VS. What a champion. We should give him a beer.
Yeah. Or I'll blow my nose for him. There you go.
Nicely done. I can definitely say, like, with a bit more, you know, than 5 seconds, because this is literally the first time I've ever actually played with these modules. You guys saw me open them out of the box, so never used them before in my life. What if I put the maths out into the gate of the mod amp? Yeah, I can do that. Not really doing anything. I need to probably change something.
It's beginning to sound a lot like a doorbell. Oh, or a cat. Oh, we've gone back to cats again. Meow.
Doesn't do anything. Does not flicker in between the... No. I can really slow that down too. No, it's not doing it. This is what the speed of that is. That's the maths there. Beating. There you go. All right, that'll do. Ah, dearie me. I think I'm getting worn out from doing this. I mean, like, yeah, this is the first time I've ever used a 2500. This is the first time I've ever used a Eurorack 2500 module. So I'm quite happy with where we've got. I've actually managed, through the help of mostly with Native VS. See, Native VS is nice, not like some of you people in chat being horrible. Mind you, if anything out of this, I would definitely say that filter is just, it's beautiful. It really is. I mean, I don't know how much different it is to 2600 filter, but that is just insanely beautiful. And I reckon I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. Like, one of the things I've always wanted to do is kind of, I'd never really wanted to go and pay for like a VCS3, anything like that, because they're just way too expensive. But maybe with the 2500 filter, the Planar 2 joystick, and maybe I could get myself some sort of mod matrix thing. I don't know. You can do, a whole bunch of different weird type of envelopes with maths. You could almost get yourself a VCS3 happening on this, couldn't you? Dare I say it? I think it's definitely if you're not going to get any of the other modules, I think the filter is definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth checking that out. Definitely nothing like a Roland filter. Definitely nothing like it's yeah. If you've ever looked at the ARP 2600, the first model, which didn't have the Moog filter in it, sounded similar-ish, I guess. And I'm just going back from my memory of my ears, but that's maybe the similar sort of filter. I don't know. Someone might correct me if I'm wrong. I should get the multi-mode filter as soon as it becomes... Yeah, I do want to get... I definitely want to get... I don't know how many modules they're going to be making for this, but one of the things I've said all along, and you might probably agree here, is I don't know how close you're going to ever get to a real 2500 with this Eurorack setup, because one of the things with the original was the sequencer, and the sequencer had things in it which made the modules do stuff that if you don't have the sequencer, you're not going to be able to do that. So there's going to be some sort of timbres and stuff that the original did that this won't be able to do unless they do something like the sequencer. And when I say the sequencer, it's got to be that crazy sequencer that they originally built for it. It can't be some...
Well, we'll see if they've got something up their sleeve. But I've said it before on here. I think if they're getting close to the essence of these machines, they're actually doing a good job. Certainly that filter. I mean, I've no idea whether it sounds like an ARP 2500 filter. No idea at all. But from the little demonstrations that you gave there, it certainly had a very lovely, very appealing sound to it. So if you're looking for a filter to stick in your rack, why not?
It's definitely resonant, and it's got that curve. So it's not like a sharp resonance. It's got a curve to it. So that's, if you think of the R2D2 sound, which is what everyone kind of would easily recognize, that it was all kind of, little sort of sounding whistles. So it's very whistly sounding, which is quite curved. It's not a sharp sort of squeal, which is nice. It's, it's probably what you want. It sounds very similar to a VCS3 filter. And I could be way off, but that's just my instant feeling there. It did sound very similar. Yeah. Guys in the chat, how many modules do you need to build the 2500? I don't know. I actually haven't checked. I went to the Behringer site the other day and I could only see what they've shown us. I think there is a video where they've shown the prototypes, so maybe check that out. Azio, Ed, if you want to check that out, there's probably a video on Behringer's on their YouTube channel. I haven't actually had a chance to check it out, possibly, because, yeah. Failed Muso is saying if you want to check out doorbells, there's a YouTube video, and I'm going to paste it in for everyone. So
I've done it. Oh,
you've done it already?
Runs it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Or you could do this. If you're getting bored with doorbells, you could always go back and buy this module, the clapper. I think that would be brilliant. Let's get ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's get some clap sounds. Robbie, all they need to do is a pedal. The third one will be the doorbell. So you've got the clapper, the percussion set, and the doorbell set. Or cowbell set, maybe. I don't know. I think whatever's funny. Thanks, Wigoo, for the drink money. But anyway, yeah. Inky, you would never ever. I don't think you would ever get a 2500. You'd definitely like the samples that come out of one, but yeah, you definitely. I don't think you'd ever get one. But yeah, that's just kind of. It's a different way. I don't know if you guys have ever seen an ARP Odyssey. and you compare that to a Model D Moog, right? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a different way. The architecture of it's still subtractive, but it's a different way that you can make sounds out of that thing. It's different. It does rely a lot on a bit of AM and like this ring mod that we were just doing. That's their signature sound. So yeah, definitely. What else we got? If you want modular bleeps and sequences, so Native VS is saying check out his stream on his channel from this morning. Cool, we'll definitely do that. Slow hand clapper. How does that work? Andy's link. Yeah. Andy, did you?
I just was asking whether No, I wasn't sure whether I copied it from what Robbie posted because it wasn't the allow function wasn't working for some reason. So I just copied it and put it in, but I don't know whether it was visible to everybody else. It looked like it was fine in the chat. Yeah, it looks like it's worked. So yeah, actually, yeah, Inverted Popes has said he's followed it. Yeah, JX has said Andy's copy of the link got shown. Yeah, okay, good. Well, so there it's up there for you, Robbie. So I don't know why it wouldn't let us. Oh, because it's got a link in it, isn't it?
You have to be a mod to put links in the chat. Yep. Anyway, does not matter. Does not matter. No problem at all. All right. Well, do we want to do any more of this? I think we probably just about exhausted this. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more modules next time we bring this out. I was talking before about. Sorry, I was just trying to drink my drink. I was talking before about showing other Eurorack modules, Andy, and there's one that is coming very soon that's going to sit next to the Typhoon, which is this one here, right? It's going to sit right next to it. And I do want to do a little sort of demonstration on the Typhoon and the other module that's coming in, because I think you guys will like that. I think the Typhoon is based on Mutable Instruments clouds, the original clouds, and it's it's the same. It's pretty much the same algorithm. So it's got telltale reverb sound and everything that's in it, but it goes into this craziness where you've got a lot more controls over the parameters of clouds, and that's why that module's so good. And I do want to sort of show you guys kind of what you can do with it, and I'll give you a little taste, a little stinger taste. Basically, there's an aux input on here, and the aux input, you'd think, okay, well maybe I can plug a auxiliary sound into it, like it's a spare aux sound. That's not what it is for. What it's for is you can chuck anything in there, whether it's an audio source or a modulation source, and it will literally modulate the entire parameter set based on that auxiliary source. And basically the only way you can sort of tame it is by plugging in modulation sources into each of them individually to tame it. So it literally does everything for everything and goes crazy. It's insane what you can get out of this thing. It's super, super cool fun. Thanks, Mark, for the 10. I'll definitely have a beer, mate. Cheers for that. Is there time you could give me some pointers on the Dystopia? Just got one. I haven't got mine connected up. I mean, it's plugged in. I don't have a camera on it either. So, one thing you'll notice with some of that Dreadbox stuff is that they can be a kind of the modules themselves can be a bit crazy at first, and you kind of have to, it's similar to the Typhoon, you kind of have to tame it, and the way to tame it is by using the sliders on it. They're kind of like they're like attenuator sliders, and you're sort of reducing the amount of power that's going through each one of those channels. But one thing I do like on that is the bit crusher. So probably the most controllable one that you'll like out of it is the bit crusher, and maybe just watch the basic video that they did on the Dreadbox channel. They'll show you how to use all the little, it's got what, four four functions that you can play with. They're all independent. But the Bit Crusher one I like to use a lot because the slider on it, you can get some really nice kind of Bit Crushy sweet spots. And if you put percussion through it and you've got that Bit Crushy sort of modulated, your percussion will sound differently on each step that fires. So that's a little trick for you. It's actually pretty cool. And then you can feed that into the scatter. It's got a scatter effect. So it's actually a really, really good mic. Maybe I can show that when I'm doing the Typhoon, because you'll find that it's kind of a similar sort of, it's a glitch module. And yeah, you'll definitely like it. It's not a module that you won't like. It's one that you'll keep. So a lot of those chromatic modules that Dreadbox brought out, I've only got one. It's not because I don't want to get them. It's only because I won't buy anything just for the sake of it. I want to buy it because I actually want to use it. So that's kind of my rule with Eurorack. Don't buy it just because it's sexy and everyone's talking to it. You get it because you actually need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good rule, that one.
Got to watch the gas, or the hype. Got to watch that. Everyone's talking to Inky right now. Inky, calm yourself. No, just kidding. If you go onto your YouTube channel, okay, fair enough. You guys talking to yourselves. All right, cool. I think we're probably just about done. I think we could probably finish it here. What do you think, Eddie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine by me. More ring mod. Yeah, cool.
Ring my mod. Ring my bell.
You can ring my mod.
We can get that to tune down a bit. Oh.
Lovely. Look at that. Space farts. Marvellous.
That is a really nice sounding module. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, guys, we will... what feature... yeah, it's a good question. What do we have special features planned for show 100? What are we now? 90... 96. So we're 4 shows away. I don't want to give away too much. I can tell you that Andy's going to be on it.
Yeah, book my place this time.
Yeah, Andy's on it. There may be a special guest. There may be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can tell you. But it'll probably be... It'll be more of a tribute to you guys than anything about me or Andy or anything. It'll be about you guys, because this whole show and everything is really just for you. If I had one person watching it, I'd still do it. So I enjoy it. These headphones have been really, really good. So the Beyerdynamics DT990s, really, really nice. Compared to the previous headphones I've got, which are still working, they're the Audio-Technica's MTH50Xs. The bass and the dynamic range is much, much, much wider. So better bass, better treble, almost to the point where I've gone back and listened to some of my music and thought, wow, I didn't even hear some of those sounds before. So that's kind of cool.
So you give those a big thumbs up. I mean, I was looking at getting a better pair of headphones. I mean, I bought these. These are just a pair of cheap Sennheisers. They were 30 quid. Well, they're actually very comfortable to wear and comfortable to wear for long periods. They don't make my ears hot and sweaty or anything. But I'm aware that they're not the greatest sounding headphones. I mean, they're not going to be for £30. But you know, the DT 770s, the DT 990s, that I'm trying to work out which one. But if you know, if they get a recommendation, I'm sure there'll be other people in the chat who will say, "Oh, try these ones out," or try. Because watching reviews of headphones on YouTube is a very silly thing to do in lots of ways.
Yeah.
It's just, oh yeah, these are comfy. Oh yeah, these don't. Oh, my ears aren't sweaty. Yeah, I like. Oh, and they fold up, and honestly. You just want someone to say, yeah, these are good, these will work for you.
These aren't These aren't high end by any shape of imagination. So if you're looking for sort of like some, you know, recording studio brilliance, there are other.
But they are actually studio standard, aren't they?
You
see the DT 770s and 990s.
Yeah.
Oh well. 130
quid, I think, somewhere around that.
Yeah,
sort of ballpark.
Again, it's probably worth it. I mean, it's probably worth investing in that. I mean, I know that you say, well, actually, that's a Eurorack module that you'll not be able to buy if you buy a pair of headphones, Andy. Ooh. But hey, I mean, thing is, there's times when I can't switch the speakers on in here because, you know, I don't want to disturb my neighbours. You know, I live in a flat, and it would be audible. And at 10 o'clock at night, that's not, you know, that's not neighbourly. So I don't do that sort of thing. So there'll be times I want to listen on headphones. So a decent pair of headphones is almost a requirement, really. These have done their job for the last few years. It's probably worthwhile me getting a better pair.
Someone asked, I think Mac asked, if the open backs react with the mic. Haven't noticed it yet, and I'm pretty close. Like that's literally about 20 centimeters away. I haven't noticed any mic feedback yet. If you do turn them up really loud, you can hear them. But most headphones will do that anyway. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. The 770s, I didn't get them. I actually, because I researched it, and I actually researched about the open backs, is actually, I mentioned this earlier on the show, in the pre-show, the ability for the driver to breathe is really important for dynamics of sound. So you get a better bass response. Yeah. Your high ends are still be high ends no matter where, but you'll get a better bass response. And it's not the only, you know, these aren't the only ones that have got open backs. You know, there's heaps of other headphones. We talked about it in my Discord a couple of weeks ago. There was a few that I looked at, and they'll probably, you know, flip a coin, Andy, as which one I would have gone with.
Well, yeah.
But these were just available locally.
It's often like that, isn't it?
If you can get them locally, for me, I'm kind of getting a bit sick of shipping stuff, especially during COVID, and it's taking forever to get here. So I'll just pay a bit of extra dollars for it and buy it locally. So you're kind of supporting your local music store anyway, which is a good thing, I guess. So all of these modules here came from the local music store. So
I tend to get stuff from shops here in the UK or from Torman.
So I probably paid,
it depends
by doing that,
got stuff.
I probably paid about an extra 15%. So if I got these shipped overseas, I probably would have saved me about 15% total, which is not a massive amount when you're talking about 3 modules. So, you know, you're only looking at like 30.
They're not that expensive, are they, either, those? You know, at least one of those was only listed like £45. I thought, is that all? Was that the envelope generated? I thought, that's not very expensive, but... Well, there you go. If they're not very expensive, are they going to be any good? But certainly that filter sounds wicked. I'm definitely.
I can tell you what that cost me in Australian dollars, but I don't know what that costs in pounds. Yeah, I think that might have been the headphone purchase. That one there. Let's quickly have a look. Download it because it's not opening properly. 1 second. All right, so I paid, these are just standard retail prices. So the envelope generator was 119 Australian, so half that, 60 pounds.
Right, yeah.
And this is including tax. Don't forget this includes, in Australia we have GST, you guys have VAT. So this is all including a tax. The most expensive one was the filter amp, and that was 229, so that would be 115 pounds. So it's probably about right, including taxes. I don't know what store DJ Sorry, that's what they call it. The store that I use in Australia, or Manny's. But there's Gear for Music, right, for you guys.
Yeah, you'll have some import duties and things on it from when they've shipped it in and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the filter was £95 in Toolman and Gear for Music and stuff, but they're not available.
Right.
That was loud and clear on all these different websites that even the System 100 modules are they're expecting them in February, so that there aren't any available at the moment. So even as and when I decide to buy that sequencer module, it's going to be, I think, February or March before it arrives. Is it worth me putting in the order now so that I get it when they become available, or is it just going to be one of those things that hangs there and hangs there? We've been there before, but Axel and his MPC.
I think Axel's probably taught us all a lesson, and also I think my own experience when buying things on pre-order. I swore black and blue that I'd never do it again, and I ended up doing it with the S2400 with from Isla Instruments, which I ordered back in August, and it's $1,000 sitting in someone's bank account for 3 months. That's money. That's starting to earn good money. I shouldn't have that. That money should be sitting in my account on some sort of lock or escrow or something, whatever, and it should be earning interest in my account until he needs it, not until he decides to ship the bloody thing. I'm actually kind of pissed off about the whole thing, to be honest. I really wanted it, and I don't mind waiting, but what I didn't want to do is pre-order it and wait 6 months. I think that sort of stuff is bullshit, and I don't think anyone should have to go through that, because it's your money, and they haven't literally done anything with it. So
you need your rant stinger Ramsey now for that.
Yeah. So in my opinion, Andy, I wouldn't pre-order them, because when they get them in, they'll have plenty. It's wise. They'll have plenty. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, can't see that they're necessarily going to have millions of back orders, but I think it's probably
what have they got in my store? I'll just give you an idea. This is just in Australia, right? So
yeah.
And I said there was plenty here. The 10331, which I haven't got, it's sitting in the store. There's 15 in Australia, so that's quite a lot sitting in stock. And the one that everyone should probably get is the 1006 module, right?
Yeah.
If anything, that's what you should get. And there's 14 in stock in Australia.
Have a look if they've got the 960 sequencer.
No, they don't.
Sequential trigger.
Yeah, I had a look the other day. There's a demo. There's one in one store that's a demo, and I probably could ask them to send that to me. But other than that, there's none. And they're not telling me when they are. Geez, it's a nice looking module though.
It's big. It's quite a hefty thing, but it seems like it's the most expensive of all the modules, because that one was retailing at 135 UK pounds. So I'd have thought about 280 Australian dollars. Is that about right?
349 Australian dollars. Yeah. So if I was getting that, I would buy that overseas and ship it in, because that's just overs. Sometimes these companies.
That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Between like 125 to 135 pounds they were here.
Let me just not save Linkcast. What am I doing? How do I get a copy of this picture? Save image as. There we go. Let me just show everyone what we're talking about, because it's a bit rude. We're talking and no one knows what we're talking about. That module.
Oh, isn't it lovely? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that.
It's quite big. Like, it's probably, how many HP
it is big.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
56 HP.
56 HP. Yeah, it's a big module. But you've got three lines of sequencing, the different triggers. And oddly enough, it was the size, actually, I think is quite appealing, because I think it would be, if I did get that, it would be something that I would definitely be playing, if you understand me, rather than just sort of setting up and pressing go. It would be definitely to interact with it. And I'm very taken with it. There's some really good videos out there. There's a guy called Saturn Cruises who's done some great videos on it. There's also a guy. Forgive what I'm about to say, but he's actually called Penis Head on YouTube, who's done some. I think he's a German bloke. He's done some fantastic demonstrations of. There are. I'm amazed he's got away with it. I'm amazed actually that YouTube haven't actually said no. You can't call yourself that. But his videos have been really, really very instructive actually. And he's done lots of other stuff. So.
But Andy, when you think about it, right?
Really good YouTube discoveries.
When you think about it, that one that we were just looking at there is only $100, so 50 quid more than this one, which I've already got.
Yeah.
And this one has a lot less features than the one we were just looking at.
There's the multiple triggering and the setting up different steps, so you can get it to cycle between specific steps and to repeat and ratchet. And there's another little accompanying module called a sequential trigger, I think. It's got 3 red buttons. Not entirely sure how that works, but a number of people have said if you get the 960, you should get that module as well to work with it. I think there was somebody in the chat had said that they'd got the System 55 modules. I don't know whether he's got the 960 sequencer as well, but that certainly seems to be a sensible pairing. So yeah, it's all. And again, oddly enough, that trigger module was only about 40, 50 quid. So it seems silly to buy one and not the other. So you get them both together, because it's 40 quid, 50 quid's not going to break the bank.
So what's the back order on those like? Let's have a quick look.
What's the what? Sorry,
the back order on those like. On the 960s.
I've no. Can you see, man? I wish I knew other stuff about Eurorack like that, but I don't. I'm afraid I've got Turing machine. Well, yeah, exactly, Mac. I mean, that Turing machine. It's one of those things you think, oh, I'm gonna have to have one of those at some point. Yeah, so I get a 960 plus the sequential switch. Human error. That was it. So thank you, human, for that.
If I was to buy that from the UK, that's only going to cost me. Oh, I've got to add postage, I guess, but I don't always calculate postage in. It's only going to cost me $200, so it's $100 cheaper to buy it from the UK and ship it over here.
That's a significant chunk, isn't it?
March. Miles away, aren't they, for that? March.
Yeah,
middle of March.
That's what they're saying.
That's a long time away. Wow.
Middle March. I'm sure there's a book called that.
I'm sure we'll cope until then.
We'll have to. Yeah, I'll have spent it on other things. No, I won't. No, I won't. Be good, Andy. Be good. Be sensible.
Oh yeah, Max just mentioned it. His comment about the monosynth. Yeah, no, I didn't take that as a criticism. I mean, I think Jamie was talking about it in his show the other day when he was talking about his whole Eurorack setup. It ends up being a very expensive monosynth, and he said that with a tongue in cheek. But it can technically be that if you want to look at it at a very, very sort of uneducated, basic sort of point.
It's only 10 weeks. Sorry, Axel's just said, oh, middle of March, it's only 10 weeks. Oh, bless you, Axel. Yeah. We feel your pain, man. We really do.
Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to end the show here anyway.
Okay, cool.
The ginger beer went down the wrong hole. I'm going to end the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you did kind of enjoy the 2500 stuff. I know I was a bit wet behind the ears, but I like to throw myself in the deep end with things, and that's kind of how I am. I don't mind looking like a fool in front of camera, so it's a good thing. Look, if anyone out there wants to look and be perfect and know everything about everything, good on them. That's not me. I'd rather be honest and learn and thumb my way through things. So, that's how I am. And thanks everyone who's regular on the show watching. I won't see you until next year now, because we've only got 3 days, 4 days, or whatever it is to go between now and the new year. So if anyone who doesn't celebrate New Year's, we'll see you in 7 days' time. But for those who do celebrate New Year's, a massive Happy New Year to you guys. Let's hope 2021 is going to be a much better year than 2020 was, because it's got to be. It has to be. Please let it be. Look, at the end of the day,
we can live in joyful hope.
We've got a lot of cool gear to play with next year. Anyway, that's the great thing about it. Thanks everyone for watching, and we're going to catch you all later next year. We'll see you next year. So good thing to say, isn't it? See you next year. Bye.
See you next year.